Actually, I just left early. I think that at around 1:20, 1:30, I was sleeping in my bed.
Oh, you went to bed early, eh?
Yeah.
Well, more or less early.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, very nice, very nice. We uh we had girlfriend's house. Her son came with his wife, and was four people. Very nice. Was a nice event. We had cod, which is I think is bacalao, right? And I truly love it because we were preparing the cod
Mm-hmm.
since not yesterday, the day before yesterday, and it's a lot of work. Believe it or not, it's a lot of work, Mickey, because then you have to dissolve the cod. You have to release the salt, right? To dissolve the cod, you have to okay peel off peel off the garlic, which is a lot of work too. Obviously, chopping the tomatoes is no work. It's very easy, but also pruning the parsley, pruning the parsley. That is
Are
removing
you
the
sharing, teacher?
leaves.
Or...
Oh, I'm sorry, no, I'm not. I'm sorry. I thought you. I was. Let me see. Present here. So truly, um, so I was desalting the cod. That's one thing. You have to remove the salt, desalting the cod. That's one thing. Peeling off the garlic, which is obvious, but it's also necessary, right? You need to peel off the garlic. You needed to chop the tomatoes. Another activity was pruning the parsley. Removing the leaves from the perejil, right? Remove the leaves from the perejil,
Mm-hmm.
etc. It's a good work, believe me, but it's worth it. It's worth it because then
Yeah.
yeah, and then there is a place called Sonoras where they sell meat. It's decent, a little bit expensive, but it's okay. The meat is okay. It's good meat,
What's the
and
name?
Sonoras Grill.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Do you know it?
Mm-hmm.
Let me say hello to Mitch. Hi, Mitch. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, teacher. I'm pretty good, thanks. We're a little hungry, but everything fine.
Okay, very good. Okay, well, Merry Christmas. I
Merry
was
Christmas,
chatting with,
teacher.
yeah, thank you. I was chatting with Mickey about our last night's dinner, which was cod, and all the activities that you have to do when you prepare the cod. One of them is to desalt it, peeling off, chopping, pruning the parsley, and then what? That's it. That's it, Racy, really. What was your dish, Mitch? Mickey, what did you eat?
Um,
Turkey.
Turkey. Ah, that's delicious.
Yeah,
Pasta,
Turkey.
turkey, pasta,
uh,
uh,
potato
rib, ribs with
puree.
barbecue too.
Mm-hmm.
Ribs with barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
Mm,
Did you bake them? Did you grill them? Or
No, my grandma.
Mhm.
Yeah, she cooked it.
she prepared them? Really? Wow, those are
Yeah.
delicious. And the turkey was grilled or was fried? I guess it was grilled, right? Or how was it prepared?
I think that grilled, but I'm not sure.
Grilled. Wow, that's
I
delicious.
wasn't focused on that. I just ate.
You just ate, right? You're just like you
Yeah.
are like me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I'm just like that. Well, how is it prepared? I don't know. I don't care. I just eat it if it tastes and smells nice.
Yeah.
Very good, excellent. Well, very nice. Very, very nice. So good food, um, and good company, right? That's what makes a Christmas worth it.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Very nice. I wanted to ask you if you've been reading books in English so that we could do a book review, or
Mm, well, I continue reading the lateral thinking.
oh, you still read it? Okay. How do you like the book, Mickey?
It's a good book, but I think that I need to read calmly
Yes.
because there are a lot of works that I don't completely know. And one advantage that Kindle has is that you can see the meaning in Spanish at the same time that you're reading. So I'm
Oh,
reading step by step, but yes, I continue reading that.
okay, very nice. Yeah, that's a good book. Also, the concepts are somehow complex. It's not
Yeah.
that they talk about simple things. Some of the concepts are complex.
Hmm.
Well, just talking about how people think can become challenging, and
Hmm.
deciding what influences our thought process is kind of complex. But well, this is nice. Do you remember the last thing that you read?
um, Let me check. Actually, I have here the PDF.
You do? Okay.
Mhm.
I'm thinking. It's a great book. Mm, it's Kahneman there. And what about you, Mitch? Have you been reading in English lately? Are you reading anything?
Um, Comics.
Comics. Oh, that's nice. Well, everything is valid. What are you reading in English? Which comics?
um, I don't remember specific the names, but usually I found them in Reddit.
Okay. And what was the last story about? What do you remember from the last story?
Um, was was about of some psychological things that happen to the teenagers in the secondary school.
Okay. Um, some psychological things that happen to teenagers. Like what? There are many things that happen to
U-
teenagers.
Usually in the face in the la fase um, where they
In the
have
face, yes.
around uh, they have around 15 years, 14, 16.
16 or 16 years old, right? Yeah, there are many. Is the time where you change the most in our lives. Everyone changes a lot in that period because there are physical changes, hormonal changes, physiological changes, psychological changes, educational changes. Yeah, so it's a critical age of drastic changes. It's not like slow changes. They are very sudden, right? Some people become men or women overnight, not overnight really, but in a few months. In a few months, yeah. I mean, you change drastically, right? I started to have a little mustache, very, very little, and it was so scarce, so little that I had that people made jokes to me in the school. They say, "Oh, you have mm, chino mustache, bigote chino, bigote chino." Yes, chino, chino. And to this day, it's the same thing. So I have to shave every day. But other people have abundant mustache. So but it was very funny, and it was sudden for me starting to have hair here in the under the nose. Mm, but well, those are only just a small part of the changes that you go through in adolescence. Very nice, Mitch. Something else that you remember from these books, Mickey or Mitch?
Yeah, I was checking, and The last part that I read was about how judgments happen and how the different systems starts to receiving the questions and answering the questions, and how one system and the other operates in a different way.
Okay, let's have an example. Judgments happen, right? That's a very interesting topic. Make a judgment about anything, Mitch. About people, about nature, about cities, about Irapuato. How judgments work, right? Make any judgment, anything that you judge, which is a current situation. For example, Irapuato is very violent. That's a judgment. Or for example, I have fantastic people around me. That's another judgment. When you make a comment about something positive or negative, you're making a judgment, right? Something good
Yes.
or something bad, something interesting. Something. So make a judgment, Mitch. Anything, please.
No?
Yes, please. Yes. Anything.
Judgment. uh, I guess uh, the turkey is right now pretty cold
Okay.
because they don't. Well,
Is that okay?
mhm.
You're judging the temperature of the turkey. And now, thank you, Mitch. What did you read about judgments, Mickey? How they work? What was the idea of the book about how judgments work?
Mm, yeah, I remember that say that, for example, I think that was system one, research like in our memories or things that happened before, and that's how they take like a decision, because it's based on the things that happened before. And the system two is a little bit more uh, uh, no, I think that it's system two do it in how do you say this, in automatic way, and the system one operates different, and says something like checks the monitors and that what is going inside and outside our mind, and it continuously generates different assessments of what could happen.
System one or system two?
System one, and system two is more automatic. It's based on the things that we lived or something that happened to us.
Okay. So not system two is automatic.
Hmm.
Okay. That's very revealing. So system two could be like your intuition, more or less, right? If you call that
Yeah.
with other words, one could be your analysis.
Hmm.
Yeah. However, is it possible that you mix both, or that you sometimes interchange activities? For example, you analyze, you go to the movies,
Hmm.
right? Mitch sees an interesting movie, you watch an interesting movie, and then you make an analysis. At first, you say, "Oh, this is boring," or "No, this is very interesting." Then you start to analyze it. So your first impression is your initial judgment, right? You see a person and you make an automatic judgment. Let's say that you see a person, a new student in the school. What is the first thing that you say about that young man in the school, Mitch? A new student in the class for next semester. What do you say about him or about her? What is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Depending of their behavior and
Behavior, okay.
uh
So imagine
I
a
don't.
person, a new student coming to the school, boy or girl, you tell us, and then tell us how you see that person. Of course, you are just imagining that person is inexistent, but how does he behave or how does she behave? What is the first thing that she does? You see that new person, you say, oh, that's a new student. What is he doing or what is she doing?
Uh, he's very nervous because he's the new one and he don't know anyone.
So, and okay, and he doesn't
Doesn't
know
know anyone.
anyone. So, what does he do? Does he approach? Does he wait? Does he bite his nails? What is his action, his first action as a new student in the new
Mm,
class?
he is very calm, just in his chair, and other people want to uh, welcome him into the class and wants to be his friend.
Okay.
And his reaction is calmly and happily. Then could I make the judgment that he's probably good vibes, a good person, maybe a little shy, but he could try.
Okay. He could try. Did you notice what you first did, Mitch? You were observing him, right? Before making
Mhm.
a judgment, you observe his behavior, his emotions, his feelings, and that's truly, truly interesting. Let's do the same exercise for you, Mickey. You get to a new place, maybe it's a new company, maybe it's a movie parlor, whatever, and you see a new person.
Mhm.
What is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Uh, yeah, it's like what I said. Our system two is automatic. For example, I imagine this case and I put in the feeds that person. And for example, for me, the first time um, that I went to the school or in the university, obviously you feel weird. You feel like you don't know nobody there, and I think that's why I have the same thinking, or I would assume that this person is happening for the same. Is happening for the same.
Okay. And then you can either do two things, right? Like Mitch was saying, this person can wait for someone to be approached to approach him, but you can also
Hmm.
approach him or her, right? So
Yeah.
you can remain sitting, which is okay, or you can walk towards him, which is also okay. I mean, which is the rule that's gonna make us decide whether stay and look at him or approach, or even if he or she is dangerous, which is not a common case, to detach yourself, right? So when do you decide either to approach, to maintain distance, or to go away? Which is a normal decision that we see a person, we make one of these three options. We approach,
A-
we maintain
Approach
distance.
is aprovechar.
No, approach is acercarse.
Acercarse.
Ah, okay.
Yes. So when do you decide either of these options, Mickey? How? When or how?
Uh, I don't know, probably in the recess or in a free moment in the class, for example, well, or in the work, for example, in the hour of the food. um,
Okay.
I think that depending too of the attitude that the other person is showing to the others. For example, if the person shows like he wants to be nice and he wants to, uh, how can I say agradar?
To please other people. He wants
Yeah,
to please.
he wants to please other people. Or on other hand, if he has like a bad mood, like he wants to be there, he don't want to be there, he doesn't want to be there. Um, probably is the moment when you decide if it's a good moment to approach or not, to approach to him or to her or not.
Okay. Have you ever done that, Mitch? When you see a person, boy or woman, man or woman, boy or girl, and you make a decision, well, I'm going to approach. Do you decide that consciously or intuitively, impulsively? Oh, that looks like a nice girl. I'm going to come close to her. Have you ever done that? I'm sure all of us have done it, right? One direction or the other.
Mm, um, a few of times, maybe if I want, I could start. Hey, how are you? Or hey, I like that thing too. Or I could approach also for maybe a working team, things like that.
Okay. Approaching uh, to do a teamwork. Okay, perfect. Yeah, the reasons why we approach or we detach from people are incredibly varied, incredibly different, and rich. I mean, there may be a million reasons why we approach people. They resemble a person that we like. Oh, that looks like my brother. Or he behaves like a good friend that I have. Or she reminds me of my cousin. Or there are a million reasons why we approach people. And of course, they are all valid. I'm not saying here that they are not, or they are valid. They are all valid. But it's very curious. If we made an experiment asking people why they approach people, you would have like a million different answers, right? And that's
Yeah.
very interesting. But here, what comes to my mind, Mitch, is how we make the decision of approaching that person. And it's like you say here, right? We use both system one and system two according to the book.
Hmm.
Approaching to
For- yeah. So we approach to do teamwork. We approach because he's wearing something, an interesting garment, like maybe a scarf, a woman wearing a nice scarf, or so the dressing code is also interesting. Dressing code. What is a garment that you have seen unusual, Mitch or Mickey, so that you have to approach a person?
a what?
Person was a garment, una prenda de vestir, garment, strange garment, strange, that made you approach a person. Maybe the woman was wearing an interesting scarf or pretty scarf, bufanda,
Mm, o-
or
yes,
something unusual.
you can use that an advantage to start a conversation. Oh, that garment is cool, or something like that.
Okay, so uh, the people's garments. What else do we choose that calls our attention, Mitch? How people behave, people's garments. What else?
Mm, their aptitudes, their abilities.
Their abilities and attitudes, right? Their abilities. Okay. Which are abilities or attitudes that you like from people? That seems to be universal, but it's not always the case. You see, that
Mm,
person
Mm,
is what?
when a person smiles,
Smiling person, okay. A smiling person, perfect. Very nice.
when a
What else?
person when a person has talent of something,
Okay,
in any way.
that's another uh, talent in any way. Perfect. That's very important too. Another reason why um, what we like as an attitude from a person, talent, smiling person. What else?
Mm, when a person seems to be interested in something interesting that you're doing, or in your work, or in something that you do.
It's something that you do. Okay, that person seems to be interested in something that you do or are doing, right? That you normally
Hmm.
do, that you normally do, or in something that you are doing at the moment. Okay, very good. Okay, for this, you need to be visible, right? You need to be visible so that the person says that you have a business, that you make commerce, that you paint, that you draw, that you design, that you write poems, that you sing, that you play an instrument. So this person here will be interested in your talents when they see them, right?
Yeah,
So in order for you to be seen by people, you need to be visible. And how do you become visible, Mickey? Do you become visible, Mickey? How do you become visible? Or how do you show your talents? Well, you need to perform, right? Remember, like in the festival, Mitch decided to sing.
Mhm.
You and Mickey had the task of having this round table with the other students. So the parents, the lady, the other teachers, the students said, "Oh wow, those four kids speak fantastically." Why? Because you were visible. They couldn't just judge at distance. Oh, that guy or that girl, they should speak very good English. Of course, that's impossible. They could imagine if they see you, they would say, "Oh, that's Mickey, that's Mitch. I'm sure they speak good English." That's difficult to do. They need to see you talking. They need to listen to you singing. They need to hear your stories, how you make your exports or your trades, how you make your business work. So, how do you become visible? How do you do this, Mickey?
As you said, performing, making a presentation, show between your friends, publish it, post it in a social media. Okay.
Okay, but then you would post your songs, or you would post your drawings, you would post your talent, right?
Yes.
That would be
Yeah.
very nice. What do you post to promote yourself, Mickey, or to become visible? What do you post in social media so that people saw you here, saw your talents? What do you, if you want to show your talents, what do you post in the social media?
uh, of course, if you want to show your talents, obviously you're gonna post, I don't know, a video. If your talent is singing, I don't know, video singing of you, or if your talent is playing the piano, a video playing the piano. Yeah, yeah, things like that.
Okay, it's obvious, right? More or less obvious. Okay, very nice. Very nice. Well, that's something very simple. Thank you very much. I think it's a no-brainer, right? As they say, no-brainer, which means it doesn't require a lot of effort to conclude what is logic, right?
Yeah.
Very nice. All right. Well, this is very interesting. I suggest that you continue reading something in English and that we implement. Give me a second, really quick. Really quick second. Give me a second, really quick, please. Just
Yes, sure.
10
Yes.
seconds. Oh, delicious. Thank you guys. They just brought me a orange juice for the breakfast.
Yeah, a little bit
Well,
of vitamin
yes,
C.
a little bit of vitamin C. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Thank you guys. Well, let's move on to another section that I wanted to do with you guys, which is, of course, you told me your Christmas recount, book review. Let's do some grammar exercises.
Yes, teacher.
Grammar exercises. And I believe we were in section B. We did exercise A. This one we did remember that Ben was doing an exam. And I think we are going to do exercise B. Correct?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, can we do it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's. Okay. So here, B. Let's read the instructions, please.
Complete the sentences by changing the form of the word in capitals when this is necessary.
Okay, number one.
I passed the exam, but I'm still waiting to get my. We did it, teacher.
We did this already? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm sorry then. Let's do another one. Did we do exercise C? I believe two, right? And D?
Yes, we did it. Yeah.
D, E.
Mm, no, I think that we didn't.
We didn't do this. Okay, let's do it then. Exercise C. Okay. Um, let's choose the right answer. And number 37, please.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do that?
Yes. I was very proud when I was told that I'd been made it. I'd been made into mm, prefect.
Prefect. Yeah, it's the only one which is a position, right? The other ones are not a
Mm-hmm.
position. So, prefect. Perfect. Thank you, Mitch.
Prefect.
Number 30, 38, Mitch, please.
Yes. With a little hard work, I'm sure you'll uh, succeed.
Succeed a lot. Succeed is tener
Reach.
éxito. Achieve is lograr, right? Reach is alcanzar. But
A ship.
you reach something, achieve, yes, you reach
Achieve.
something specific. Yes, achieve. We do more exercises, but okay. Can you read it again, Mitch, please?
With a little hard work, I'm sure you'll achieve a lot of this year.
I love this year. Perfect. Thank you. 39, Nikki, please.
Mm-hmm. Who taught you how
Taught
to
you,
cook?
yes.
How
Who
to
taught
cook so
you?
well?
Very good. Excellent. Thanks. All right. Let's do 40, Mitch, please.
Lee didn't do so well in the test because he hadn't studied.
He hadn't studied. Yes. Perfect.
I think you need to. Mm, set out.
Set out. Yes. Specify, establish, set out. Yes. Set out.
I think you need to set out your ideas more clearly so that the reader doesn't get confused.
Very good. Thank you. And the last one, Mitch, 42.
Um, oh no, we got a double maths lesson. Or no, we got a double maths
Subject lesson interval task.
lesson.
Lesson. Okay. Let's see. We have lesson or we have task. Which one you like better? Lesson, double maths, lesson,
Listen.
more than task, yeah?
Yes.
Next, yeah, that's true because see, okay, a lesson. Very good. Let's practice a little bit on the similar words from exercise 38, which is reach, achieve, succeed, or qualify. Reach is alcanzar. So, for example, when you say um, they are going to uh, goals, their goals. What is here? Reach, achieve. What do you have here?
Rich.
Alcanzar, reach. Yes, yes, it's reach. Reach, reach their goals. And now one sentence with achieve.
Um, could
Um,
be I achieve a new level in this video game.
Okay, video game. Okay, very good. I achieved an level, a new level, right?
Mhm.
Very nice. Another sentence with achieve, Mitch, please, which is lograr.
uh, I achieved to complete all the tasks from today.
Achieved to complete all the tasks today. Well, here, let me see. Tasks. Great. I achieved to complete all the tasks. Normally, you would say, I managed to complete. I achieved to complete. Okay, yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, it's very good. I achieved to complete all the tasks of today. Okay, now when a bear is chasing a squirrel and it managed to, okay, you say the bear managed to the squirrel after 50 meters. Which verb would you use from these four? Achieve, reach, achieve, risk, achieve, um, be, reach. What would you use of those two words?
Rich.
Reach, manage to reach the squirrel. So the difference must be clear. They have similar meaning, but they are a bit distinctive in a way. So that there is no confusion. One last example with reach, Mitch, please.
Um, we reach we reach all the museums of the city.
We reach out
No,
the
I don't know. Uh, we reach all the museums of from the city.
museums of the city. Reach all the museums of the city. Okay, that that
Oh,
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sorry, I lost connection.
Yes, teacher. Don't worry.
I lost. Yeah, okay. So we were giving examples. Let me share the screen with the critical words reach and achieve. And I believe you did good examples. Can you give one last example using the word reach, Mickey, please?
Mm,
One last
uh,
example with the word reach.
would be I couldn't reach my cell phone because because the furniture is too too tall.
Because the what
The furniture or the mueble.
is, yeah, is the furniture, yeah, the wardrobe or wardrobe is very high, very high, or is out of my reach. You can also say this phrase is out of my
Mm,
reach. That is out of my reach. And you use this a lot in other things, right? I can say that BMW is lovely, but at the moment out of my reach. At the moment,
yeah.
hopefully, right? Okay, so we can say that. Very good, guys. Excellent. Let's do one more exercise or a few more. We do now the next section, which is common. We're very well advanced. Tags in the. This is also useful to elaborate longer sentences and texts and longer communication. Let's read, please, the grammar and then we do some exercises. Can we please? With the be
Yes,
as
teacher.
main verb, please. Who wants to read that? Can you read that, Mickey? And then Mitch, please alternate.
Mhm.
With be as a main verb, am was I on time? Are were you with a tired? Is was he she it cold?
Okay.
With me as an auxiliary verb, I'm interrupting you. Are were you with they going on a picnic? Is was he she it working?
Yes.
With
Next,
have
Mickey,
as an
please.
auxiliary verb, have had I you we they got any money? Has had she he it finished?
With have as a main verb with all the other verbs. Do did I do we they have enough time? Those did he she it need anything?
Okay. Next, Mickey, please.
With modals, should I wait? Could you help me? Will she be here soon? Might they be lost?
Perfect. Thanks. The last one.
With who, whose, whom, what, which, where, when, why, and how. Who is taking the rubbish out? Whose book is this? To whom did you speak? What is the weather like? Which do you want? Where did you go on holiday? When is Terry starting work? Why did they leave? How do you spell environment?
Very nice. Thank you very much. And then we need to be careful about some of the items here. For example, you don't do this mistake at all, but some people still make this mistake of saying, "Did you went?" or "Does Tom want?" You are repeating the verb. So the auxiliary avoids that you that you declinate or conjugate the verb. That's why in English we don't conjugate verbs. The device that you use to know who is talking is the auxiliary. Well, I'm not talking. The tense is the auxiliary, but the person who's talking, you need to use the pronoun all the time. Unlike in Spanish it's enough to use the verb to know who he's talking, right?
Yeah.
When I say camino, is I, cannot be other person because you conjugate the verb. But in English, you cannot put just walk, right? Walk. It's impossible to understand if it's I, you, we, you plural, or they. We need to put the pronoun always. I walk, right? So in Spanish, it's enough that you say bebemos soda or bebemos agua, right? Drink water is not enough. We need to put the um, pronoun we drink water. That's the only way to understand, right? So in English we don't conjugate the verbs, but in Spanish we do. So they are totally different grammatically speaking. All right, and then we have the question tags, which is the topic. You know this, of course, but let's just do a quick review. Can you read the first one, Mickey, please, and Mitch the second?
Yes, teacher. With be as a main verb. You're Canadian, aren't you? She's beautiful, isn't she?
Okay. The second one, Mitch, please.
With auxiliary verbs and models, you haven't lost my CD, have you? We are having the lesson early tomorrow, aren't we? People should recycle things, shouldn't they? There will be a lot of people there. Wonder.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Then with the next one, Mickey, please have as a main verb.
With have as a main verb. Tom has a lovely voice. Hasn't, doesn't he?
With other verbs, you play the guitar, don't you? Frank lives in Germany now, doesn't he? Your friends really enjoyed themselves at the bar, didn't they?
With let's get a DVD tonight, shall we?
With imperatives. Pass me that book, could you? Don't forget tonight, will you?
Yeah. Notice that these ones are less common. Shall we? Is seldom used. Well, not seldom used. It's also used, but we don't. It's not as often taught as the other devices, right? So it's good to know these extra items. And the last two, please, to ask someone to agree.
To ask someone to agree with us, for falling intonation. It's really hot, isn't it?
Okay. The next one, Mitch, please, to check.
Um, to check whether something to check whether something is true, rising intonation. What means intonation?
Entonación, you're going up. You are Mitch, aren't you, Mitch? Or you are Mitch, aren't you? If I go with falling intonation, I'm just confirming. So I'm sure that you are Mitch. So you are Mitch, aren't you? But if I go rising intonation, you are Mitch, aren't you? Then I am not sure if you're really Mitch or you are another person. So falling intonation means confirmation, and rising intonation means that I am not sure. Uh, Mickey is studying business, isn't he? I'm pretty sure that he's studying business, international business. But if I'm not sure, I would say Mickey is studying business, isn't he? And then you give me reassurance. Yes, he is.
Mm.
And reassurance, if I don't know, or confirmation if I'm pretty sure Mickey is studying business, isn't he? So you use falling intonation, rising intonation. And I'm sure you have used it in Spanish as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's go through the watch out section, please. Can we?
Yes. Watch out. In sentences with I am, we use aren't I as a question tag. In sentences with I'm not, we use am I. I'm the best student in the class. Aren't I? I'm not very I'm not very tall. Am I?
With everyone, no one, and someone, we use question tags with a plural verb and they. Everyone's going to be there, aren't they? No one wants to come, do they? Someone's been in here, haven't they?
Okay. Then the next.
Usually, when we have a positive verb in a sentence, we use a negative question tag. When we have a negative verb in a sentence, we use a positive question tag. In sentences with a negative word like no, little, never, nobody, no one, hardly, etc., we use a positive question tag. You have got no manners, have you? We never enjoy our holiday, do we?
Mm,
Okay.
in sentences where the subject is there, we repeat there in the question tag. There's no phone calling team now, is there?
Yeah. And notice the difference between the American and the British English.
In American English, a question tag with do can be used after a sentence with have got. This is not usually done in British English. US, they've got a lot of money, don't they? UK, they've got a lot of money, haven't they?
Yeah.
Teacher?
Yes, yes, Mitch.
And there's not about the theme, the subject, but what kind of English Australia used to use?
Oh, that's a good question. Their English is a bit more similar to the British English, and the reason is that they used to be a part of the Commonwealth, and
The
so their
Commonwealth?
English, the Commonwealth, yeah, the British were ruling a large part of the world at one time, and so the Commonwealth included Australia, Canada, South Africa. I think South Africa, South Africa too. Obviously, the Great Britain. Let's actually check this with Mr. Google. He knows a bit more. Commonwealth countries. It used to be Commonwealth. Uh, okay, but Commonwealth, British Commonwealth countries. British Commonwealth countries.
Hmm.
So, well, you know what? I don't see Australia. Oh no, yeah, Australia's there. So,
Um,
can you read them, Mitch, please?
as of 2022, there are 15 Commonwealth realms: Antigua and Barbuda, Australia, the Bahamas, Belize, Canada, Grenada, Jamaica, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, Saint Kitts and Nevis, Saint Lucia, Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, Solomon Island, Tuvalu, and the United Kingdom.
Okay, these are all countries that you would be part of the United Kingdom. When it was like Spain, Spain had colonies in all the world. In Latin America, of course, Mexico was one of the colonies. South America, for sure. England, France also had colonies, or as Britain used to call them, they were the Commonwealth countries. Did you know, Mitch, Mickey, that up to this day, the people in Canada vow the Queen? They say, "Oh, and for the Queen of England,"
Hmm.
because they still part of the Commonwealth. Only for aesthetic reasons, I would say aesthetic, but in reality, they have become pretty much independent. Many of these countries, but for example, Jamaica, the Grenadines, Australia, they all keep many of the emblems of the British or the United Kingdom. So their English is going to be very similar. But for example, I would ask you to please, one of these days, go to the Australia news. Australia news. Australia news. And listen to the people talking. They talk very, very, very nice. I like their accent a lot. I would say Australians here, Christmas, right? For example, here, how Australians spend Christmas Day. And then you listen to their accent. Let me see if their accent is here. Yeah, watch. And you're going to notice that one of the things that they do is that they pronounce the A as an I here, right? A is pronounced I. So they would say to die,
Yeah.
die, yeah, Tuesday, um, Apple, and it's very sounds very funny. I suggest that you check some sites from Australia, and you're gonna enjoy it a lot. Let me see if they have here this die here. I don't know if you can hear
No, not really.
or no. Okay, well, so let me. Oh, you can look up any site from Australia, Mickey, and you will notice that they speak funny. They say to die Tuesday. There are even movies. Remember Mickey, Crocodile Dundee? That's a movie from
Mm,
Australia, right? Crocodile Dundee. I think there was a movie like that, right?
yeah, but check.
Crocodile Dundee. I think that's from Australia.
Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, it's a movie.
Yeah, it's Australian.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you watch that movie, you're gonna notice the accent they have, and you're gonna have a lot of fun because they, well, they speak funny, and actually, there is a funny comedy in which a woman is going to the U.S. A man is going to the U.S. No, a man or a woman, I forgot, but well, whoever. They went to Australia from the U.S. and then they are not treating him very, very well, right, in the hospital. So he complains. He says, "Was I brought here to die?" Right? And then, "Me trajeron aquí para morir." He's complaining about the bad service of the hospital, right? But the other person says, "No, you were brought here yesterday.
Yesterday.
You were brought here yesterday." So the person thought that he was saying to die,
Oh yeah, that's true.
right? So it's,
Yesterday.
was I brought here to die? No, you were brought here yesterday. And they make a game of words in English, but of course they are mocking the Australian English. Was I brought here to die? No, you were brought here, yes. They make that game of words. But well, that's an interesting question, Mitch. Are you interested in Australia in a way?
Uh, yes, sometimes. Actually, that come to my mind because I received a message from an Australian friend.
That's fantastic. I suggest that you tell him or you tell her to send you audios so that you get familiar with his or with her accent. That you tell, hey, can you tell me some audios? That is possible. And
Sometimes, sometimes she sent me some videos that she found an really weird creature. Like the other time, she found an insect, more very big insect. Oh my god, that was more big than her hand.
wow,
Yes, well, she was talking, and she sounds kind different, kinda. elegant.
Yeah, they have a nice accent, very elegant. Yeah, I like it too. And do you know that there are many important cities in Australia? You have Sydney, you have Canberra. I think you have. There is another city, Mickey, Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Melbourne, yes. What other cities there are?
Mm, Perth.
Perth, yes. Perth. Those are the most important cities, I believe. There's maybe one more which is large enough. Where is your friend from, Mitch? The capital, Canberra, Sydney, which I think is the. Well, can you Google how the living standard in Sydney is? Or where does Sydney rank among the top cities in the world to live?
I thought it was Sydney.
Sydney,
Let me
okay.
see.
Yeah, in
What
Sydney, yes.
what thing?
If you can look up in internet, how does Sydney rank in the world as a living for living standard? How
Mhm.
does Sydney rank for living standard? And it's one of the highest in the world.
Sydney has been ranked the world's 10th most expensive city to live in, with researchers taking into account the price of rent, groceries, and everyday services.
Okay, so it's extremely expensive living there, right?
Yeah.
But then if you see best places to live in the world, what do you get, please? Top cities to live in the world. I believe that you would find Sydney there too. Top cities to live in the world.
Mm,
They respect too much the animals, right? The
Uh,
animals used to be in the city. No, are in the city
yeah, of
usually.
course, of course, of course. Well, they have also wild animals, not wild, but very unusual animals. Besides the
Yeah.
kangaroo, the what else? The koala?
Mm-hmm.
koala. There are different kinds of spiders too, I think so, and insects.
Really?
Pretty
Hmm.
much.
Like which one, for example?
Crocodiles too.
Crocodiles too, yes. Crocodiles, crocodiles. Yeah, that's why they made this movie, right? The Crocodile Dundee. Spiders, koalas.
Koala.
Koalas. Have a good set of animals. There is an animal which is similar to the kangaroo. Um, let's Google wild or animals, typical animals of Australia.
Dingoes.
Platypus. Yeah,
Platypus. What is
platypus.
dingoes?
Dingo is, I think, it's an animal similar to the kangaroo. I think it's the dingoes. Ah, no, it's totally different. I'm sorry. I thought it was like it's
It's like a wolf.
like a wolf. Yes, it's pretty, eh? Dingo.
Yeah. It's like a combination between a fox and a wolf.
Really? Wow, it's very pretty. I don't know if we have any of these in America, in the American continent.
I don't know.
Interesting facts about dingoes. Okay,
Dingoes.
let's see what they say. How is that? What do they say? Okay, let's read that. Can we read the fast facts, please, about dingoes?
Yes. Dingoes don't bark like a dog, but howl, chortle, yelp, whine, growl, chatter, snort, cough, and purr.
Okay. Uh, then about their diet, Mitch.
Their diet. Dingoes have a broad diet, including fresh meat, Fish, eggs, and carrion. What means carrion?
Carrion, I don't know. It's like a. Let me check.
Carroña.
Carrion. That's it?
Mhm.
Wow.
Oh.
Carrion. Wow, that's horrible. Okay, well. So they are like scavengers. They are
Mhm.
some type of scavengers. You know, scavengers are carroñeros, right? Scavengers.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Interesting. Well, interesting about Australia, Mitch. Very interesting. If you have the if you have the opportunity to learn some more about Australia and tell us about it, that'd be awesome for next class, maybe. Well, listen, guys, I have to go to Toluca tomorrow, and I'll be back
Oh.
probably late. So, what if we have our next class on Tuesday rather than Monday? Would it be
Ah,
okay?
Actually, we want to talk with you about the class teacher
Yes, of
yes,
because
course.
we are going
tomorrow
to
we're gonna
go
go to
Mexico
Mexico City.
the next week.
Oh, really?
Tomorrow, tomorrow, yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So, well, we need to rearrange our classes, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think that we're gonna be again here thirty, the 30
29.
of 29.
29
So
early during the day or pretty
No, no, no.
late
No, at night.
I think that late. Yeah.
at night? So maybe the 30th would be our day for class, right?
Mhm.
Hmm. And we
Okay, let me.
can reschedule everything again.
Yeah, of course, we reschedule everything. So let me put that here. New class, class until December the 30th. Class,
Yes, teacher.
December.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you very much, guys. And we reschedule the pending classes of the coming week. Okay,
Hmm.
and reschedule pending classes from week 25 to 30th of December. Okay, well, there.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, guys, well, continue having a wonderful Christmas. All the best
You
for
too,
you and your
teacher.
family, and see you soon then. Nice trip in Mexico City, okay? And be safe.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
teacher.
teacher.
Merry
Nice
Christmas.
trip to Toluca.
Thank you. Take care. See you soon
Thank you,
then.
teacher. Merry Christmas. Thank
Enjoy.
you very much.
Goodbye. Merry
Bye. Take
Christmas. Take
care.
care. Bye bye. Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.